Okay, the Middle East on high alert this morning after Israel launched a series of strikes on Iran. Global's Reggie Cecchini joins us from Washington for the very latest on this big story. Reggie, good morning to you. And what more can you tell us about the attacks and how world leaders are responding?
Hey, Jeff, Carolyn, good morning. So this took place last night. We understand that 200 fighter jets from the Israeli side carried out strikes on a number of targets around Iran, striking not only nuclear facilities, but also those responsible for nuclear work in the country, scientists, along with a number of people who are close to the Ayatollah and senior military members. This is in response to Iran's kind of growing nuclear ambitions here, Israel arguing that it is a threat to Israeli existence. On the kind of condemnation side, there have been a growing number of world leaders who have got together and spoken on Friday morning, urging some kind of de-escalation in the region, including Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand, who put a statement out suggesting that Canada is watching closely, also that any kind of escalation here risks a greater conflict in the Middle East. U.S. President Donald Trump is set to speak with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It's still unclear whether a green light was given or whether the United States said simply go ahead and do this unilaterally so that we are not involved in this. Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, tried to walk America back from this last night, arguing this was a decision made by Israel and Israel alone.
Okay. Reggie, turning our attention now to the immigration protests we've seen in the U.S. this past week. Tell us about the planned protests for tomorrow in response to Trump's military parade for tomorrow.
Right, military parade in D.C. to celebrate the 250th birthday of the Army, Flag Day, and Donald Trump's 79th birthday. There will be tanks rolling down the street. There will be fighter jets up in the sky and millions of people around the country taking part in what are called No Kings protests, arguing that Donald Trump has kind of ignored the will of the people, has been ignoring the will of the courts, which is a co-equal branch of government, and that he is stepping closer to being a monarch, which the United States walked away from some time ago. Donald Trump has said anybody who protests in Washington, D.C. could find themselves facing the fierce hand of the law, again, kind of stepping on that constitutional right people have to be able to go out and protest here. Worth pointing out, too, on those L.A. protests last night, a judge said that Donald Trump's use of the National Guard was illegal. Donald Trump appealed that. The appeals court sided with him. We'll find out next week when this goes to court whether or not Donald Trump can continue to federalize these troops that are typically under state control.
All right, Reggie Cecchini with the latest for us south of the border. Reggie, thanks as always.